not everybody that you're looking for in that your space that you can find by doing Instagram ads.
Yeah.
Then that now determines where you now position. But you wouldn't know all of that if you've not built the strategy. Okay, welcome to Clarity Session. Mayor 2 here, you know already.
Yes,
I know you're excited for the session, right? I always record my session so that over time I can go back to what we said and look at the fact that, oh, are you really implementing what I told you to implement, or are you just running on vibes? So if you want to record, you can do your voice recording and all of that. So that by the time we get into the strategy proper, you know where you're headed, you know what you're trying to do. And with all the questions, I'm sure that one question was not start teaching, answer all of your questions, but getting you to ask all of those questions is how it will help me to have a better understanding of your business. Because once I understand your business, then I understand you. I understand your limitations. I understand the things that you have in excess, your strengths, right? I would then know, okay, this is how we should build this thing. Because when you think about strategy, one of the most important things in strategy is time. Do you have time? Because if you do not have time, what I would build for someone that doesn't have like 10 years or 5 years, not something I would build for someone that has 5 years or 10 years to put into it, right? So, because if you have only 2 years to make a difference in kind of stuff, so what we are going to build will be different than if you have 5 years to put into it, right? So I need to know, do you have time? What kind of time do you have on your hands? What's the dream? Okay, do you have like a 5-year thing? Do you have like a 10-year thing? Are you still seeing yourself in that space for that long? So by the time we get into crafting the whole strategy, then from that we used to build the marketing pillars that will actually attract the kind of people you want. You spoke about perception, yeah. It is from a strategy perspective that we will now build the marketing, which will now influence our perception and our positioning, which will ultimately affect our pricing, right? Because we cannot build something that is premium and then underprice. Once you underprice or undercharge, people will look at it and say it's nothing. Or you cannot just build something that is lower there and then you want to put a higher price on it, right? And then that will actually affect how we communicate the value that we are giving to these people. Because messaging is key. You can't say to a premium brand, would you only use words like discount? So instead of you saying discount, you could actually say that you have a private offering. But they are the same thing, right? But it's just the language is being used. So you're offering it privately to your client, already existing client, instead of you saying you have a discount. But it's a private offer. If you look at business world, they have private offers every time where they do before any organization come to do like the IPO, come to the Nigerian Stock Exchange or the New York Stock Exchange, whatever they do. They will have given some of the shares privately to other people first, the first set of investors, right? You see, those ones are on a discounted rate.
Yeah.
Do you now say? So they can't say they are doing discounts, but they are doing private offerings and private placements, right? So if you're building a premium brand for your photography, you need to choose the right languages. Because the people that you're, let's say premium, the people you're attracting in the premium are the people that are also using other things apart from the photography. You know, we always think that we are the only ones in the ecosystem. These people have bankers. These people have lawyers. These people have concierge. These people have chauffeurs, drivers. They have belongs to clubs, exclusive clubs. So they understand the language of that particular level. So you can't now say, okay, because you're a photographer, you don't want to speak the language of that level, that category. They will not understand you. So if you're trying to play at that level, you need to learn the dynamics, you need to learn the literature, you need to learn the vocabulary of that level. Boss. So, sorry for disturbing your YouTube video that you were watching, but I have to tell you this. If you're a photographer, you're a creative business person, a filmmaker, whatever you're doing, but you're struggling to make money, I have something for you. If you send me a DM, we could book a session and we can change that thing for you. We have results that we have done and given to people all over the world, not just in Nigeria alone, in the UK, in the US, in Canada. It doesn't really matter. Business principles do not respect geographical boundaries. What we know is that once you apply the strategy, it will work. So there's a link under this video. Click on that link, book a session, and let's fix your creative business. You can now go back to the video and enjoy the rest of it. Because once you say you have, what do you call that thing again? That you have a discount. Discount automatically means cheap. Something that is not of value, because if it were to be of value, people would have bought it since. But because you are unable to sell it, you're now bringing down the value in price to now look for who can come and carry off your table. That's what discounts really would sound. But if you actually say it's a private offering, it means that it's only a select group of people that gets to have it. It's not for everybody. So if you're not selected, you can't have it. And then that is what that whole premium space thrives on, exclusivity. But you can't say, oh, I'm an exclusive photographer. You can't use those strong vocabularies, but you can use things that point, that becomes like a pointer towards this is what I am building. So when people are doing December discount or Christmas discount, and they're saying that they are playing in the luxury, of course, Nigeria, we always overuse the word luxury, but let's say premium space. Yeah. You can't use discount and premium in the same sentence. It doesn't work that way. So you now see that once you align with where the strategy is and what the strategy is, it now affects every other thing that you do. Because you will know the kind of people that can afford these kind of things. And you ask yourself, people that do the kind of things that I do, not photography, people that sell in the kind of premium space that I play in, where do they go to find the kind of clients that pay them? So at that point, your mind roll takes you off what other photographers are doing. Because by the time you're thinking about it, photographers, you are limiting the people that you're trying to bring into the space of your business. Does that make sense? Yes. So you need to say, these people that have this exclusive club, where do they get their clients from? This person that does premium massage, home kind of massage therapy, how do they get their clients? These people that have like the people that do private grooming, like barbers, how do they get their clients? Then you now realize that not everybody that you're looking for in that your space that you can find by doing Instagram ads.
Yeah.
Then that now determines where you now position. But you wouldn't know all of that if you've not built the strategy. And this is the strategy that now affects every other thing around the business, every other decisions that we make. This is how we talk to people, this is how we will not talk to people. This is how we onboard clients. Because if you want a premium service, it has to be from the onboarding process down to the final delivery of the work. You can't leave it to chance. Think about it. If you go to, what's the word for it? If you go to a cheaper hotel, right? They don't really care. In fact, very cheap hotels, when you go there, they tell you, oh, you pay The next thing, someone just comes alongside with you with your towel and a tissue paper, toilet paper, following you with that like that. But if you go to a higher graded hotel that delivers premium service, you realize that the service from how the person responds to you on the phone is different from how the person that is running a cheap hotel responded to you on the phone.
Yes.
They don't talk to you the same way because strategy is different. If the premium guy fails to talk like the premium client, they will not be the premium clients. So when you say you want to build something, you need to build from the ground up. This is how we communicate. This is what we say to clients. When clients actually say they are not satisfied with your service, what do you tell them? How do you tell them? If you're trying to upsell them, what do you tell them? You can't just go ahead and say, okay, you know what? If that's not, we can get you another photographer, but this will cost you this. You can't be price centric. You have to be service centric. You said you wanted another photographer. Why do you need that? Okay, you want for this, for that. Okay, if you have an extra one, that one can actually take up this particular thing, take up that particular thing, and now gives room for this other person to do this and do that. That's actually a great idea. It's about how it will deliver for the client. But the person that is not running that premium is just, okay, that will cost you this. You're not even listening to why I need it. Why are you telling me what it would cost me? Did I talk to you about the price? Think about it. If someone talks to you directly, you go to buy, let's say you want to go and buy a suit. Immediately you enter the person tell you, oh, it's from 300,000. You feel insulted. Because if you have the money, you know already what this will cost before you actually went there. So for the person to outrightly tell you, yo, this will cost you this, it's like the person is undermining you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And a lot of people do not want to take that. It's not about, you can't go to premium stores and they start telling you, you have to start, this is the amount of money you need to. They just allow you. And they look at your skin tone and say, oh, for your skin tone, this is kind of navy blue suit that will fit you. You go with a black tie, you go with a maroon tie, it go well with your skin tone and the shoe. They make you see yourself wearing it. So that by the time they now bring the price, because you've seen yourself sharp, see the mentality now. They put you in a place that you've seen yourself, you cannot unsee yourself. Maybe you've been someone that your suits have never fitted well, but this time these guys have had it all done. And they now tell you, it's $5,000. And you have 6,000. You will pay. It's hard. But if you just say, oh, before you come here, our suit start by 6,000, who cares? And the other part is that by the time you mention a price, you might actually be putting yourself on a car. Maybe this person wants to spend more. And now you're limiting what they have to spend by telling them this is the amount you have to spend. You don't do that. But if you're playing with the everyday commodity, you have to do that. Because by doing that, you take away the unserious client. Yes. If you're playing, do you know what I'm saying? So it's all intertwined depending on the kind of strategy that you're playing. If you're playing the low 50K, 100K, you need to name the price so that the ones that cannot afford can run away. But if you're dealing with people that have a lot of money, you need to be very service-centric. You need to be very status-driven. You need to be very exclusivity driven. Does that make sense? You need to show them why, if they have you, it will signal to the other person that they are better than the other person. You need to show them that by them doing business with you, it puts them in another level on the social strata. Because most of the time, when people want to buy things that are premium, they are signaling the next person, not necessarily because they really want it. This morning, I came out of my house and I saw a Jeep. What do you call that car?
AMG, is it Benz?
No, not a Benz. It's not a Grand Cherokee. It's it's these off-road cars, big tires.
Yeah, I know the car.
Yeah,
Jeep.
yeah. I saw it and I told myself, I will need that car. Why would I buy it? I don't go on off-road trips. But when you buy that kind of car, it says something about you to other people.
Yes.
When you buy an AMG, it says something about you to other people, not necessarily what the car does for you. So you are signaling the next person. So if you're trying to build something that would be premium, you need to figure out in that your service, whether it's in this experiential part of it or is in the product part of it, you need to ask yourself, how can I embed this thing? Nigerians call it, I better pass my neighbor. How can I embed it into either my experiential services or my product services in such a way that when someone holds it or becomes a part of it, the person can show off to the next person that me and you will not be met. But if you're playing the normal everyday commodity business, you don't need that. So you now say, it has to be aspirational when it comes to do with the premium stuff. So all of those things would come together when we are building strategy to be okay, this is where you are right now, this is where you want to be, this is where you're going. So that when someone comes in contact with the portfolio, whether it's on a website or it's on Instagram, or you're sending them a private link to view it, from the very moment they have that contact with the brand, they can tell this is a premium brand. And by the time they send the message, the next message, follow-up message that comes to them is not the auto message I see, oh, you're reaching out to, and you're not even, if you're doing an automated messages, at least be very intentional about the messaging. Don't make it very, what's the word again? Too generic. Because my business and your business are not the same thing. You need to curate your messaging to fit your strategy. Because how you respond, how you talk, how you onboard them is part of the whole experiential services that you're giving to this client. And when they are going to talk about you, if there's nothing that they can use to signal their friends, do you think that they will talk about you? Think about every time that you mention something to your siblings, to your friends. It's also always something that actually elevates your status a bit. Guys, there's no place to eat proper pepper soup in this. Bro, I know one place. That's status elevation. That nobody else finds the best spots like you.
Yes.
So now your friends are the ones that are always calling you, guy, where can we find chicken? Because you're now the go-to guy. That's elevation. That's the least form of it. Why do people pay 5-10 million to belong to a Lagos club, Ikoyi club? Because me and you will not be met. If whatever you're building cannot be used to brag, it will be very difficult for you to command the fee that you're looking for.
So